Hey everybody, Scott here, the fitness half of the Plant-Based Power Couple. We've got another workout for 4 weeks fit. Let's get right into it. So today we're gonna do a 6-minute warm-up. First part of that warm-up is gonna be a 400-meter bike. If you don't have an exercise bike, you can trade a 200-meter row, a 200-meter run, or you can do a minute of jump rope, or simply line hops for a minute. You could even do mountain climbers. So you could be here and just do a minute of mountain climbers. So we're just trying to get that heart rate up, get the blood flow, get things going. After you do that piece of cardio, you're gonna do 5 push-ups. So you're just gonna be here and we're gonna do 5 push-ups. The thing that I wanna talk to you about push-ups today is some technique. So what I really need you to do is keep your shoulders protected. So we're gonna keep elbows in close. So what I like to do is hands are spread, the pit of my elbow is facing forward, and I'm going up into that plank position. I'm squeezing my butt, I'm engaging my abs, and I'm coming down and my elbows are in tight, and then I press up. So elbows are tight to 45 degrees. So somewhere in there, what you feel most comfortable. We're really trying to avoid this wide stance. Shoulders not protected when we do that. So keep it nice and tight. Push-ups may feel harder at first. That's okay. We want to start practicing good technique, so our long-term fitness and strength is where it needs to be. So if we have to regress back and maybe start on our knees. So if this is too much to be up in this plank position, we can drop to our knees and do push-ups there, okay? The other thing we can do if that's a little too easy is we can go down on our knees, put our feet down, reverse. So we're down when we're in plank, up on our knees. Up, down when we're in plank, up on our knees. That just adds a little bit more core to it. So again, there's 5 push-ups, then we're gonna do 5 sit-ups. I like to use an ab mat, just protects my back, keeps a little bit better range of motion. So I'm just here, and I'm doing my sit-ups. I touch behind my head, touch my feet, and finally air squats. So we're gonna do 5 air squats. Just to do a quick recap on air squats. So we're starting in this position, feet, you have to find what's comfortable for you. We just wanna make sure we're getting below parallel. So if you're not able to get this low, first thing you want to do is just widen your feet up a little bit. So if you're starting in this stance and you can't get down, widen out, maybe point your toes out. Throwing the hips back as upright as possible, 5 air squats. So just to recap, for 6 minutes, we're gonna cycle through these 4 things. You're gonna ride the bike, 400 meters, you could 200-meter row, run, do a minute jump roping, 5 push-ups, 5 sit-ups, and 5 air squats. So that's our warm-up, 6 minutes for that. Once you're done with your warm-up, let's jump into training. So training is gonna be total of 12 minutes. So you can set the clock, set a timer for 12 minutes. Every minute on the minute, we're gonna change into a new movement. We've got 4 movements, so you'll do each movement 3 times, okay? So 12 minutes total. Each movement you'll do 3 times. You have a full minute to complete it, or if you complete it, then you get to rest. So the first movement is gonna be dumbbell thrusters. So you start the clock. If you get through 10 dumbbell thrusters in, let's say, 30 seconds, you now get to rest for 30 seconds, okay? Let's go through each movement. So the first one's gonna be dumbbell thrusters. That's where we're gonna take our dumbbells, we're gonna clean them up. We're gonna have them here at shoulder height. We're gonna squat down and press up. So we really wanna work on getting good hip extension. If doing this with dumbbells is too much, not a big deal. We can do them without a dumbbell, or if you have a ball. But we're here, we're squatting down, and then hip extension. So this movement here is what throws those dumbbells or ball up. So again, we're here, up. If we can do the weight, awesome. So you're here, tight core. It's not an easy movement, so if you have to modify down, not a big deal. Next is a 40-second plank. So you're here, you can be hands or elbows, but I don't just want you in that position, I want you engaged. So tight abs, squeeze your glutes. So instead of just being here, you're tight, okay? If you want a more challenging, go elbows. Sometimes just a little different position. 40 seconds. Then you get 20 seconds of rest before we do either a 200-meter row, 400-meter bike ride. You could go for a 200-meter run. It's basically like just trying to get in under a minute. So you don't want to do something that's taking you more than a minute. If 200 meters on the rower is the full minute, cut it back a little bit, okay? You want to have a few seconds of rest because the next and final movement we're going to do is 6 burpees. So you've got a few different options. The best option, if we're capable, is from standing to the floor, chest and quads are hitting the floor, and then up, and then jump. So that's our best option. If we need to modify, not a big deal. Hands can go down, just jump. There's one modification. The other thing we can do is to a box. So if you have a box or a chair, feet are out, press, then up. That's a little bit easier. So pick the one that you can do 6 full burpees. If you can do them all the way to the floor, but you can't quite get 6, drop the number back to 4. You've got a full 60 seconds, okay? So that's the training portion. Again, 12 total minutes, 4 movements. You do each a total of 3 times, okay? After the training piece, grab something to drink, take a little bit of a rest. Then we're gonna move into our metabolic conditioning. So metabolic conditioning today is gonna be 16 minutes. We're gonna get as many reps as possible. So set the timer for 16 minutes, and you just try to cycle through as many times as you can. Let's walk through the movements. So first one's gonna be 25 dumbbell hops. So you just take a dumbbell that you have, and you're gonna hop over the dumbbell. If that's too much, you can just do a line. Just do line hops, okay? But if we can, let's jump over the dumbbell. So 25 dumbbell hops. Then we're gonna move into 25 dumbbell press. So this is where we're pressing from shoulder to overhead. 10. Did I say 25? It's 10. 25 would be a little too much. So 10 dumbbell press. Glutes are tight, ab is engaged, you're pressing overhead. We want to make sure that your bicep is by your ear, okay? We want to avoid pressing out. We never want to press out like that. We want to be straight up, okay? So 25 hops, 10 press. Next movement is 10 box dips. You can do this on a box or a chair. We're going to be here, and we're going to send those elbows back. We're going to press up, okay? So feet all the way out is the hardest. As you bring those feet in, it gets a little easier, okay? You can also do that on rings. If you have rings, you can do those on rings. So 10 of those. Then we're going to do 10 box jumps. So ideally we're here, and we're jumping up. Hips go to full extension, and then we're down. So we can modify that a bit. We can jump up, hip extension, step down. We can also step up and step down. Just make sure you get both feet. You want to get both legs evenly, so 5 and 5. Next movement, 10 sit-ups. I like to use an ab mat like we were talking about earlier. I think we sent the link, but I'll put another one in the bottom of this video. So overhead, here. 10 of those, and then 10 Superman. So that's where we're on our stomach, hands are out front, and I'm pulsing. 1, 2, 3. What I'm doing there, trying to get my chest and my thighs off the ground. The kicker to this workout is that every time 2 minutes elapses, you've got to do 2 man makers, okay? So every time you hit 2 minutes, you need to complete 2 of this movement. So I'll demonstrate. You're over your dumbbells, you do a push-up, row, push-up, row, come underneath it, clean it up, press overhead, okay? That is a man maker. Couple things to avoid. We want to be sure that when we're doing this, we do our push-up. When we row, we want to keep our core tight. We don't want to be going off to one side. So when you're here, core is tight, and I'm rowing up. So every 2 minutes, we do that. So recap, 16 minutes, 25 dumbbell hops, 10 dumbbell press, 10 box dips, 10 sit-ups, 10 Superman. Every time the clock elapses 2 minutes, got to do your 2 man makers, okay? So that will just slow things down. That's all we've got for today. Have a great workout.